Shalom Aleichem. We have here a learning from the Sefer HaMitzvos, the Rambam. The Lamdei Hashir Hayomi, for those that learn the Shir, the daily Shir. That's a nice learning to do. So let's see what we have here today. This is Shir Chaf. That's the 20th lesson, Mitzvah Sasei. Ayin Gimel Mitzvah Bashir HaKodem. That's the Mitzvah Sasei of the 70th, number 73 was printed in the previous Shir. Okay, the previous lesson. Mitzvah HaSiris, the 10th mitzvah. The 10th mitzvah. Hatzivu Shenitzavinu Likro Kriyas Shma B'chol Yom. The commandment that we are commanded to read the Kriyas Shma every day. B'chol Yom, every day. Arvis V'shachris. Arvis at night, for Ma'ariv, V'shachris, and in the morning. V'hu Amro Yisale, and it says in the Torah, V'dibarta bam, B'shiftecha B'veisecha. It says in the Torah, V'dibarta bam, you should talk in it. Say the Divrei Torah, and you should say the Shma. B'shiftecha B'veisecha, when you are sitting in your house. Uvelachtecha v'derech, it says also when you go on the way. Uveshachpecha uvekumecha, and when you go to bed, go to sleep. Uvekumecha, when you arise. So which is arvis v'shachris. That's at night and in the daytime. Ukvar nisba'aru dini mitzvazu b'meseches brachos. And it was already explained, the dinim of this mitzvah, in Masechtas Brachos. One can find it in Masechtas Brachos. Visham, Chaf Aleph, and over there in the Masechtas Brachos, number, that's Daf 21, the first side of the page, Nisboyer, it's explained, it's illuminated, Shekriyas Shma D'Oraisa. Shekriyas Shma D'Oraisa, that the saying, the reading of the Shema is D'Oraisa, is Min HaTorah, is from the Torah. Min HaTorah. And Lashon HaTosefta, and it says in the Tosefta, Reish Perek Gimel de Brachos, the beginning of the third Perek, the third chapter in Brachos, Kishem Shenosna Torah Keva, Zman, the same way that the Torah gave a zman, a time for reading of the Kriyas Shma of night and the daytime, the Kriyas Shma, for the Kriyas Shma, because it says, Uveshachpecha, when you go to bed, Uvekumecha, and when you rise up, Kach Nasnu Chachamim Zman Latfila. So in that same way, the Chachamim, the Rabbanon gave the Zman, the time, for Tefillah, for the davening. And the Tefillah in this case is the Shmona Esrei, that's called Tefillah. So the Rabbanon gave the Zman, the time for Tefillah. Kilomar Zmanei HaTefillah Einam Min HaTorah, which means to say, which is the same as saying, Zmanei HaTefillah Einam Min HaTorah, the time for tefillah of saying the Shmona Esrei, Einam are not Min HaTorah, from the Torah, Aval Mitzvahs HaTefillah Atzmo I Min HaTorah. However, the mitzvah of davening, of saying the tefillah, of davening to Hashem, and specifically the Shmona Esrei, is Min HaTorah. In other words, Zmanei Tefillah Einam Min HaTorah. The times for saying the Tefillah are not Min HaTorah. That's what the Rabbanon gave us, that they learned. Avol Mitzvos HaTefillah, but that we should say the Tefillah, the davening, and specifically the Shmona Esrei, Atzma Hi Min HaTorah. This is from the Torah. It just doesn't say the time. Kemoshe Biarno, like it was explained to us It was we explained Mitzvah Sasei Hey from the Mitzvah Sasei Hey, which is the fifth mitzvah. Which here this is it. HaMitzvah Chamishis, the fifth mitzvah. Mitzvah Sasei Kamosha B'Yarno, Mitzvah Sasei Hey, like we learned Mitzvah Sasei Hey, the fifth mitzvah. V'chachamim tiknu lo zmanim. The chachamim, the Rabbanon set zmanim, the times for the saying of the tefillah of the Shema Esrei. But the davening to Hashem, this is min haTorah. V'zeu inyan Amram. This is with the inyan, the topic of Amram, what they said. Brachos chavav, brachos in the Talmud brachos chavav. That's 26, and when it has the one dot, that means it's on the first page, the first part of the daf. So Inyan Amran, this is what the topic of what they said. Tfilos keneged temidin tiknum. The tfilos, the davening keneged temidin are juxtaposed to the temidin, the sacrifices that were temidin, that were always, that were constantly, not constantly, but every day. Tiknum. They were established. Kalomar, like we said, Kalomar, like it is said, Tiknu zmanehen. Tiknu zmanehen bizmanei hahakrova. Tiknu zmanehem, their times to say the Shmona Esrei or the Tefillah in general, even bizmanei hahakrova, the times of hahakrova, of the bringing of the karbonos, which is that is in the morning and in the nighttime. Tiknu zmanei bizmanei hakrava, because it says tfilos keneged timidin tiknum. The tfilos, the Shmona Esrei, and the davening in general of Shachris and Ma'ariv were juxtaposed to the timidim, the everyday sacrifices. Tiknu klomar, which is to say tiknu zmanehem, their times of the tefillah, bizmanei hakrava, the times of the hakrava, bringing of the karbonos. U'mitzvah zo ein hanoshim chayavos ba, and these mitzvos, women are not mechuyev in it. They are not obligated to do this, because mitzvos that it has a set time, women are not obligated to do, and these are mitzvos that have a set time to do. So mitzvah zu ein hanashim chayavos ba. This mitzvah, the women are not obligated to do. And then let's take a look at this mitzvah. This is about the mitzvah of saying the Shemona Esrei, the davening of the tefillah to mitzvah hachamishis, the fifth mitzvah. He hatzivu yishinitzavinu liyavdo yisaleh. The fifth mitzvah is the command that we are commanded to serve Hashem, liyavdo yisaleh. V'nechpal hatzivu yazeh kama pe'amim. And this mitzvah is repeated many times. The Amar, it says, Va'avadetem eis Hashem Elokeichem. Va'avadetem eis Hashem Elokeichem. And we should serve Hashem Elokeichem. Va'avadetem, and you should serve eis Hashem Elokeichem. Hashem, your God. Shemos Chav Gimel. That's Shemos, the 23rd chapter, and Chafei V'Yomar, and it says also in the Torah, V'Oso Sa'avodu, and you should serve Hashem. V'Oso Sa'avodu. So it says it many times. It's this mitzvah. Devarim Yud Gimel Hey. V'yamar v'yoso sa'avod. And it says also v'yoso sa'avod. And you should serve Hashem. Sham Vav Yud Gimel. V'yamar uli avdo. And you should serve him. It says also. In other words, we're commanded to serve Hashem in many different places in the Torah. Sham Yud Aleph Yud Gimel. V'yafal pi shegam hatzivoy hezehu min hatzivuyim haklolim. And even though this mitzvah is a mitzvah which is encompassing, it's haklalim. It's, in other words, it's said many times one should serve him. Like it says in the if we look in the fourth klal that the Rambam sets out about the counting of the mitzvos. Hare yesh bo yichud. Hare yesh bo yichud. This is a specific mitzvah. Kihut sivoy al atfila, because this is a commandment of the davening. In other words, it says many times that one should serve Hashem, but this is a specific one mitzvah. Because it is the fifth mitzvah. Hariyesh bo yichud kihut sivoy al tefillah. This is commanded on tefillah, on the davening and the Shma Esrei, or specifically to daven to Hashem, to serve Hashem in the daytime and in the nighttime. A Lashon Sifrid, and it says in the Sifrid, Devarim Yud Aleph Yud Gimel, Uli Avdo Zo Tefillah, and we should serve him, Hashem, Zo Tefillah. This is the Tefillah, the prayer and the davening, and specifically the Shema Esrei. The Shema Esrei is called Tefillah. The Amro Od, and it says also, Uli Avdo Zet Talmud. Uli Avdo, and we should serve him Zet Talmud. This is the learning. In other words, when we learn, we're also serving Hashem, because we're learning how to serve Hashem, and that's also, we're learning how to serve Hashem, so that is also considered service of Hashem. Uli Avdo Zet Talmud. Uli Avdo, and to serve him Zet Talmud. This is learning. In other words, when we're learning about the service of Hashem, that's also serving of Hashem. Uve Mishnaso Shel Rabbi Eliezer Beno Shel Rabbi Yossi Glili Amru, and in the Mishnah, the learning of, or the Mishnah of Rabbi Eliezer, who was the son of Rabbi Yossi, who was the son of Rabbi Yossi Glili Amru, it says, Minayin leikor tefillah b'soch HaMitzvos. How do we know? Where do we know of the principle, the principal din of tefillah, of davening, of praying to Hashem, of serving of Hashem, b'soch HaMitzvos, among the mitzvos, me'acha, mikan, from this. This is the pasuk. This is the verse that we know it. It's Hashem Elokecha tiro, v'yoso sa'avod. Hashem, your God, tiro, you should fear, v'yoso sa'avod, and him sa'avod, you should serve. So that's how we learn of the ikar, the principle of tefillah, from the mitzvos. From Es Hashem Elokecha tiro, v'yoso sa'avod. For Hashem, your God, you should fear, v'yoso sa'avod, and him you should sa'avod, serve. Sham Vav Yud Gimel. Sham, so it says over there, Sham means over there in Devarim. Vav, the 6th chapter, Yud Gimel, the 13th pasuk. V'yamru, when it said, of Dehu b'soroso, of Dehu b'soroso, we should serve him b'soroso, with his Torah. Of Dehu b'mikdasho, we should serve him within his b'mikdasho, in his mikdash, in his temple. Kalamar, which means, so we should serve him with Torah. So with his Torah, meaning the learning of the Torah. In other words, we're learning how to serve Hashem. Of Dehu b'mikdasho, and of Dehu We should serve him in his mikdash, in his temple, in the places of worship, and the Mishkan. Kalomar, meaning to say, Yasim mataraso le'espalel bo. We should place the aim of the davening to him b'mikdash, in the b'mikdash. We should strive to serve him in the mikdash, or at least to turn towards the mikdash. If we're not by the mikdash, we should turn towards the mikdash to serve Hashem. V'nichacho, and we should onegdo v'nichacho, and we should turn there, onegdo, or toward it. Kamo shebeir Shlomo, like Shlomo says in Malachim Aleph Ches Chav Gimel. We can look it up in Malachim. That's Kings. Aleph, the first King. Ches, that's the chapter 8, and Chav Gimel, that's the 23rd verse. So he says also that we should turn towards the mikdash to serve Hashem. So this is the learning about that we should serve Hashem, daven to Hashem, and it specifically also has an aspect of the Shmona Esrei, but also the whole davening of the Shacharis and the Mincha and Ma'ariv. So anyway, this is Sefer HaMitzvos Leah Rambam. There's a learning the mitzvahs of the Rambam. There's like a specific, what can be looked up, which is a specific, what's the schedule, and you can get a sefer like this, and they must have it in English now too. And so this is the learning of, this is the mitzvah of saying the Kriya Shma at night and by day, and this is the mitzvah of tefillah, of the davening, specifically the Shemona Esrei, also by night and day. And here we have again the Sefer HaMitzvos Leah Rambam. Okay, Yeshiko, thank you very much. Kol Tov, all the best.